Viewers, shifting focus to Nepal, where the situation continues turbulent and has escalated in just within a day. And authorities now in Nepal have lifted a curfew which was imposed in the eastern part of Kathmandu following violent clashes between the security personnel and the pro-monarchy protesters as tensions eased in the area. Parts of Kathmandu on Friday witnessed a tense situation after pro-monarchy protesters pelted stones, attacked the office of a political party, set fire to vehicles and looted shops in the Tikone area of the capital. Police have arrested 105 agitators who were involved in burning houses and vandalizing vehicles during Friday's violent demonstration. The protesting monarchists were demanding the reinstatement of the monarchy and a Hindu kingdom. The demonstration turned violent after Durga Parai, the convener of the agitation, broke the security barricade riding a bulletproof vehicle and headed towards Baneshwar, where the parliament building is located. These are the visuals on your screens of the massive showdown between the pro-monarchy protesters and the security forces in Nepal's capital, Kathmandu. And in the latest, the curfew which was imposed by the state authorities has now been lifted. Also being joined by my colleague Surendra live from Kathmandu to get us more details. Surendra, we spoke earlier and the situation was much more turbulent. And now the entire curfew has also been lifted from the side of the authorities. Speak to us about how the tensions have doused down.
Well, shortly after the mayhem, which claimed the lives of 2 people and, nearly 50 injured, authorities mounted, operation to arrest those responsible. The main commander responsible is missing from the scene. He's fled literally. He's gone underground, out of contact. 2 leaders have been arrested, and more than 100 people involved in vandalism and the violence have also been arrested, and the curfew has been lifted from eastern Kathmandu, and the situation is gradually returning to normal. And now pressure is mounting on the authorities also to make all the leaders responsible for yesterday's violence, accountable, as well as pressure mounting on the Prime Minister and the government to arrest the former monarch, because they're saying that he should be held accountable too for all the losses. So it is time for soul searching, it is time for reflection, and it is time to draw lessons, from whatever happened yesterday. On the part of the organizers, the Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, and on the part of the police and the government, it is time for reflection and move ahead.
Surendra, in fact, we're also being joined by retired Major General K.K. Sinha to get us more updates into the matter. So thank you for speaking to Republic. And my colleague from Kathmandu also continues to join us. Could you speak to us about the entire security situation that has unfolded in Nepal?
Good morning and Jai Hind. See, in the Nepal, and it is a landlocked country between India and China, that we have to understand. And what happened from 1996 to 2006 and 2008, when that time constitutional monarchy was actually overthrown and they tried to bring, they call it parliamentary democracy, but it is not a democracy. It is actually, it is a hoax of basically Chinese intervention in Nepal, where, by Communist Party of China, basically Maoist who has come and taken over the power, whether it is KP Sharma Oli or Prachanda or anyone who has come. From 2008 until today, that is the actual situations. But now the things are slightly changing because, now the people are asking for parliamentary democracy with Hindu identity. And, actually coming back to constitutional monarchy, because that is the time actually Nepal was flourishing. However, the chances are very less because there is a constitution, there is a requirement of actually amending the constitution, which is very, very difficult. And that is exactly what your reporter is, bringing it out. What is happening now after 2008, when abolished, this constitutional monarchy was abolished, till today, You have seen only the destabilization in Nepal. The poverty has come. The people are very, very, actually they have been, misrepresented, they have got a real problem which is not coming out into the global arena. It is all proxies of China which is working over there, and the people are fed up with this because of poverty and also because of the climate change, which is Nepal is saying, because everything has gone in the hand of Chinese to dictate terms into the people who are actually now KP Sharma Oli, who is the prime minister. Through him, he has been changing hand with Prachanda. Now, what is happening on ground, that there are very small, because people, protesters who are actually demanding King Gyanendra to come back and take over, because after the massacre in 2001, when King Birendra was and his entire family was massacred by a troubled prince from the palace itself, they want him to come back, but his chances are very less because he is 77 years old, and he has got also a lot of ill reputations in Nepal. I feel that is only the army has been neutral, but people are not now talking about the army because it is not being controlled by the politicians, by police. There are some, I have been speaking to my colleagues over there and my people. They are saying they have got a lot of hope of Nepalese army because they are total professional. They are being trained. Their officers cadre are being trained from India. And they think that they have to play their role to bring back some normalcy in Nepal. Constitutional monarchy, whether it will come back or in the form of parliamentary democracy, that I think parliamentary democracy is not there in Nepal. It is, as on today, it is in the hand of China. So people's demands are genuine, but chances are very less it will come back.
Requesting you to just hold your thought there as Surendra continues to join us from Kathmandu on the broadcast. Surendra, also speak to us about these clashes and how the authorities have worked so in tandem to sort of douse the flames now immediately after the violent clashes were erupted.
Well, the police forces had been mobilized yesterday, the Nepal police and the armed police force. But then there were simultaneous protests happening in favor of monarchy and against, monarchy, pro-republican. And then the police naturally failed to, contain this violence, which was quite unexpected. But now, after the overnight curfew, where the army was mobilized, things are returning to normal. And those responsible yesterday for all the vandalism and riot and violence and arson attack have been arrested, and search operation has been mounted to arrest more. So officials are, assessing the damages, and they are doing some soul searching, reviewing their strategy and all, and where they went wrong. So things are gradually returning to normal, and we are hoping for the best.
Right, Surendra. In fact, thank you so much to retired Major General KK for joining us, and Surendra for bringing us this information on the broadcast.